Good morning, class. How are you? So today we are going to learn on the matrix, and today we are going to look on the position of the elements in a matrix. So remember, from our first development, we were developing first the matrix over the matrix itself. Then from there we went on and looked on the what? The order of the matrix. The first thing we started with was to identify a matrix. Then after identifying, we look on the order of the matrix. So you realize on our chalkboard today, we are talking about the position of element in a matrix. Then you realize here, we have been given a certain table here, whereby in this table, we have what class? We have students. Alafu? Exercise book. Then? Textbook. Then? Yes. So you realize within the students we have who? Katunga and who? Makena. Katunga and who? Makena. So let's start by the Katunga. Katunga has how many books? 10. Textbook? 4. Pens? 1. Makena has how many textbook? 11. Makena has how many textbook? 6. Exercise books? 11. Then pens? 3. So the first thing we are going to identify from it first, we are going to identify the matrix of it. The way we are doing earlier, we are going to identify the matrix of it. Then we shall be able to identify the order of the matrix. So after identifying the two things, we shall now come in and check the position of the matrix of it. Now, let's look on the matrix of it. So under the matrix we have column and what? Row and? Column. Row and column. So we realize here we have who? Katunga. So under the row Katunga shall have what? 10, then? 4. Then? 1. Then let's look on the Makena. Makena will have what? 11. 6. Then? 3. So this is the matrix of the what? Of the student. Whereby we have the 10, 4, and 1, which goes to Katunga. Then when we talk about the Makena, has 11, 6, and 3. Now from this one, in the morning we try to look something on the order of the matrix, isn't it? So let's look on the order of the matrix from there first. The order of the matrix class. We say when we want to look on the order of the matrix, we take what and what? We take row, we multiply by the what? Column. We take row, we multiply by the column. So whereby you have to identify the number of the row, then we identify the number of column. Then we multiply the result that we got. Now, how many rows do you have there, class? 2. We have 2 rows. Whereby we have 1, 2, isn't it? So we say when we are moving to the right or to the what? To the right hand, we are talking about the what? The rows. But when we are moving down the surface, we are talking about the what? We are talking about the what class? Column. So we multiply by what? 3. Which is going to give us what? 6. So you realize this 6 is the order of matrix. This 6 is order of the matrix. So today, want to check something different from what we learned previous day. So whereby today we want to look on the positioning of the elements. So when I talk about the positioning of elements of this matrix, we want to use the same here. The same thing that is here under this matrix. Then we shall be able to go to that one. Now, when we look on this one, we have 10, we have 4, we have 1. Then we have 11, 6, and 3. So what do we call this number that are inside your class? Elements. How do you call these numbers? Elements. These numbers are elements. So we have to identify each element number has in which position. So under the position, you have to remember the teacher talked about the row and the what? The teacher talked about the row and the what? We talked about the row and the column. So when you're giving the position, your head should be able to think of the row and the column. So you realize under the matrix, when I talk about the giving the what? Giving the elements position, we are going to use the letter A, the small a. After getting the letter A, you'll be able to go back and ask yourself, which position of the what? Of the element that number is. We are going to start with what? A as a number, a letter that you are going to use. But this letter should be able to be fixed here. Like you remember, the teacher talked about the row and the column. So when you come here and put here A, this row number, this row number,
10.
this row number what? This row number 1. This row number 1. So here we have A with the row number 1. The column, which column is this one? Which column is this one? 1. So we can get the element 10. The element 10 has a row 1 and column 1. And that's what we find under the 10. Under 10, when we're talking about the position of 10, we have A, 1, 1. This one means it has one row and one row and one column. Let's look on the 4. Let's look 4. Whereby we say we are going to use which letter?
A.
We are going to use A. So which row is this one?
1.
Which row is this one?
1.
Which row is this one, class?
1.
Row 1. Aya. Column?
2.
Column 2. So meaning, when you're coming to 4, the position of it will be what? The position of 4 will be what, class? A, 1, 2. Meaning, 1 stand for what? 1 stand for? 2 stand for what? Column. Let's look on the 1. Element 1. Element 1, you are using A, isn't it? So the row shall be what, class?
1.
The row shall be 1. Good. And the column shall be what? 3. Good. So meaning element 1 shall have a position of 1 and 3. Let's look on the element what? 11. Let's look on the element 11. This 11. The row. We say the rule remain row and
Column.
the rule remain what and what?
Row and column.
Row and column. That's the rule. You check on the row, then we check on the column. Let's look on the element 11. This element 11 is found in which row?
2.
Row 2. So meaning we are going to start with what?
2.
We are going to start with 2. Aya. The column of it shall be what?
1.
The column of it shall be what? The column of it shall be 1. Correct. Let's go to 6. The position of 6. Aya. Which row is this one, class? Which row is this one? 2. Good. Aya. The column of it is what? The column of it is what? 2. So we start with what? A, 2, 2. Let's go to 3. The position of 3. So we are starting with our A. Now, which row is this one, class?
2.
The row of it is 2. The column of it?
3.
The column of it is 3. So when you are given the position, to identify the position, the first thing we start with the letter A. And when I using the letter A, the rule remain row and column. Don't get confused. Don't start with the column, because I know some of you will be able to start with the column. You start with the row, then you go to column. You start with the row, then you go to what? Column. And that's why now you can see, anytime you see this number, the position of element 11, it has a row of 2 and a column of 1. Now, let's identify on this one. Let's go and look on this one. We have been given a position and a matrix of 3, 4 and negative what? 7. So when these are elements that we have been given here. So you are asked to identify the element of 3. Element of 3. The position of it will be what, class? The position of it will be what, class?
1.
1. Then this is 1 stand for? 1 stand for? I am. Then the column will be what? The column will be what?
1.
The column will be 1. Let's go to the position which? Now the element 2. So the element 2, the row will be what?
1.
Good. 1. Then
2.
the column will be what? 2. Let's go to 4. The row will be what?
1. 2.
The row will be what?
2.
The row will be 2. And the column of it will be what? 1. So let's go to negative 7. Now, the row of it is what class? 2. And the column? 2. So those are positioning of what? Those are positioning of the matrix. Now, anytime we are dealing with the matrix, boys, anytime we are dealing with the matrix, I'm emphasizing on you should be able to identify the row and the column. The rule remains row and column. The first, and you count, you count. And that's the reason why we are counting here. This is our row, where we are saying it is 1, then 2. Then going downwards is our column, where we say here it is 1, 2, 3. So according to the row given, you can be able to identify the position of the element. This is not the number. Once it is in a matrix, you don't say number 11, position of number 11. No, we talk about the element 11. Once it is here in a matrix form, you use the term element. So, and that's the reason why under this 11 we are able to identify. Under identifying the element, the position, we identify we have what? The row and the column. The row and the column. Who has a question or who has not understood? Who has a question?